So, guys, I was going to come on here tonight and talk about that press conference, that hot mess press conference pity party from earlier today. But I think that all of us have had more than we can tolerate of the Corey Bixby sob story for one day. So, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I do think that press conference deserves a deep dive just to kind of analyze and go over the things that they were talking about and the stuff that they were saying. But it's not going to happen tonight. What I do want to talk about is just a few things about the channel, just to let everybody know, for the new people, for the newer people, and for the older, like my regulars, because I think a lot of people don't really get the Batissimo. I saw that in Sleuth's chat that people were kind of, what's it all about? So the first thing I want to talk about is Bakersfield. I am still planning to do the phone call to the Bakersfield Police Department and the Kern County Sheriff's Office. Now, that's going to happen in a couple of weeks. I've got some upgrades coming for the channel, and so that's what I've been waiting on because you remember when we tried to do that, and like I could hear the call, but you guys could only hear me. You couldn't hear the person that was talking on the phone. Like you guys couldn't even hear the phone ringing. So I don't want it to be a one-sided conversation. I want y'all to be able to hear it as it's happening on the phone call. That way, if you want to, you can type in questions that you that I might have missed that need to be asked while I'm actually on the phone with LE. So yeah, I've got a mic coming. That was supposed to come today. It might come tomorrow. It's a USB mic instead of the regular plug-in kind. Um, I'm trying to do something about this laptop, uh, but the laptop might be here for a while, so we just have to work around it, which is the point of the USB mic. So that's Bakersfield. Batissimo. Batissimo is just a mod. It's a bot, though. And the dine thing, DINE, when it says that you've intercepted a dine, it's a game. And what you do is when it says that you intercepted a dime, then you type in exclamation point start. Batissimo will put up like a series of symbols and numbers. What you have to do is type the numbers in order without the symbols, and then you'll win loyalty points. Loyalty points you can spend in the store. I've put one item in the store so far. That item is for 250 points. You can buy a video. It'll be your choice of the topic, like say, as long as it's in genre, as long as it's in true crime. Say if there's a case that you feel like needs more attention, you can say, hey, do a video about this missing person. Or if it's just something that you're interested in, but you can't really find any information about it, I'll go and I'll dig up what I can dig up about it and do a video about it. Whether it's a crime here in the States or something overseas, well, I'll try to make it happen. I'll dig up as much information as I can, and I'll either put it in a pre-recorded video or I'll put it in a live, depending on how much information I can find about it. And if it's something that I think, people will want to like talk about it at the time that we're talking about it, or it's just something people want to watch and get that information and keep going. So I have one item in the store so far, and that's you can purchase a video topic for 250 points. What else? What else? What else? That's really about it. I'm just trying to make the channel better, improve it, keep it to where you want to come in and see things and stay a while, hang out for the lives or whatever. I think I'm going to keep the crime surfing thing where I kind of go through headlines and do like 3 or 4 stories on different crimes that have made the headlines. I kind of like that because it kind of broadens the spectrum. We're not so much, oh, somebody beat this kid, somebody killed this woman, somebody stabbed this man. We're getting into some other stuff that's not quite so heavy all the time, because in the crime headlines, it might be a bank robbery, it might be a dumb criminal. I like the dumb criminal thing too. Also, if the channel has polls active, which I do right now, because I want to get some feedback from you guys. Hey, Elizabeth, you can type exclamation point POLL in the chat. And when you do that, Batissimo will post a link to the current poll that you can go and answer that poll question. The way I have it, yeah, dumb criminals are real fun. So the way I have it set up is you can, because of the information that I'm trying to get, you can vote more than once on the poll because there may be more than one option that you like. I can't remember which one I have active now because I set up 3, but one of them is basically like what platforms do you use most often aside from YouTube, and it lists like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, blah blah blah, and so you might use 2 or 3 other platforms as much as or more than you use YouTube. So I don't want to limit people to one thing on most polls. Now, if it's just a yes or no question, then of course, or if there's only like 2 options, of course, you're only going to vote once. If you try to vote more than once on something that is yes or no, either or, then it'll disqualify you and your vote won't count at all. Oh no, Batissimo is actually something entirely separate that I came across. It's kind of like the Restream bot, but it has a lot more features to it, and that's what I've been using in the chat. It mods, so the mods don't have to worry so much about focusing on what's going on in the chat. They can kind of focus on the video. The only thing the mods really need to focus on is just like, say, if I refer to one of my playlists or something, a mod might need to post that. Or if I refer to a channel, a specific channel, I say, hey, let's get the link posted for so and so's channel, something like that. But as far as like greeting people when they come in the chat, posting stuff like hit the like and share and that kind of stuff, Batissimo does a lot of that stuff so that you guys can really focus on the topic instead of having to so much just watch the chat so much. Let's see what else. There's something else that Batissimo does. Oh yeah, there are different features for it that I'm gonna. It does. It works really well. I like it, and I like that you can put in things for it to say. So it kind of keeps you from having to get off topic to do something else. Yeah, Batissimo is useful. Plus, when I get this USB mic in and I can use the other things like Streamlabs, you guys are going to see some really nice upgrades because Batissimo allows me to have like background music that I choose instead of just that generic stuff that you get like with StreamYard or Restream. So I have a really nice mellow soft jazz background playlist that'll just play in the background. Is really, what I'm saying, it's really like mellow, so I think people will enjoy that just playing softly in the background. The screen is going to look much better than it does using Restream and StreamYard because I'll be able to turn my camera on and off it to the side, share my windows, do a whole lot more, a lot better stuff than what I can do right now with StreamYard and Restream because they're kind of limited. They're good tools for when you're getting started, but I really want to make the channel a lot better. So I'm trying to up my game, make it a much more pleasant experience when people are hanging out in the chat instead of just looking at this bubble, vibrating or whatever it's doing on the screen. I am working on kind of a series called Crime Across the Pond, where I'm going to try to do like once or twice a month some noteworthy crime from the UK or Europe, and put that on the table. The next thing I'm going to do for that little series that I'm trying to start is going to be Harold Shipman. He just popped up and I was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I actually bought a new mic, and it turns out that the problem was not the mic. The problem is my laptop. It's so hilarious. Like, I had my daughter and my son-in-law laughing at me because I plugged in my new mic to the mic jack, but I had to speak through the headphones. I couldn't speak through the mic itself. And so I was like, they thought maybe it was a fluke. So I went and got my daughter's gaming headset, which is brand spanking new, fresh out of the box. Plugged it in, same thing. You can't talk into the mic. You have to talk into the headphones, which is really kind of weird. And so what I'm doing now is using two devices. I'm using the tablet and I'm using the computer. So I'm using the tablet because I can plug the headphones in there and that, get that sound in there or whatever. And then using the laptop so that I can share screens or whatever if I'm trying to present something. So it's kind of a cumbersome setup, but it's working for now. I'm glad I can at least do that much and get things together. But it's going to be so much better when I'm able to just use just one device and be able to do more by using just that one device. And so that USB headset is really going to help out a lot. I'm so excited. So I've never been so excited for something like a mic. I am so anxious. You should have saw me today. I just kept peeping out the door to see if FedEx had come. So I'm hoping they'll come tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to try not to keep peeping out the door. Yeah, I'm going to try to expand it a little bit because there is more to true crime than just missing children and different things like that. So, hey, you leveled up, Elizabeth. The longer you're in the chat participating, the more points you get, the higher your level gets, and pretty soon you will be able to purchase a video topic. Yeah, but I'm like a kid at Christmas waiting for Santa Claus to come. Like, I done put out the cookies and the milk. I'm like, come on, FedEx, dude, come on. So yeah, I'm really excited about that because I've been wanting to use Streamlabs so bad that it's just been killing me. And hopefully when I get this USB mic, it'll work out to where I can use Streamlabs and I'll be so happy because you can do so much with it. I guess that's really about it. I didn't want to just like duck out and not come live at all tonight after I decided not to come on and talk about Corey Bixby because that was a whole cluster. I mean, that was supposed to be an announcement of a $25,000 reward for information about Cody, and it turned into a pity party for Corey. And a sob story about the family and how they're suffering. I mean, yeah, whatever, but what about Cody? Where's Cody? Is Cody okay? Is Cody suffering? Can Cody go outside? Can Cody talk to anybody? You know what I'm saying? Does Cody have any type of options right now? Is he comfortable? And all they could go on about is how sad they are about not being able to talk to this fool who's been leaving his children home alone all this time, who had an injured child that he didn't get medical help for. Just, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even want to talk about that tonight because I'm so frustrated with the whole thing, that the way it went today, that I will get in my feelings and I'll probably say something that I shouldn't say. And so I'm going to put that off until tomorrow night after I've had some time to kind of mellow out. These cases really get to me, especially cases like Cody's case. You know what I'm saying? This baby is missing. Nobody knows where he is. The people who most likely know who he is, where he is, won't say anything. Ariel's case. This poor child needs to come home and be laid to rest. Hey, PJ, be laid to rest properly and with dignity and honor, and nobody will tell where she is. You know what I'm saying? Summer's case. These cases really get to me, and you probably can't imagine the tears I've shed for these children who I don't even know. And so I want to kind of broaden the spectrum on the channel because it's a hard thing to go to bed every night with heavy stuff like that on your mind, and you're sitting here all day, you're going through these stories and you're seeing all this different pain and suffering that people are going through, especially children. There's adults too. We cover adult cases too, but it is especially hard when it's a helpless child. You know what I'm saying? Like adults have more options. They can go buy guns and pepper spray and all this kind of stuff. They've had the experience to know if something seems off or hinky and try to get out of there before anything bad happens. But kids, they haven't had that experience. You know what I'm saying? They don't know necessarily when something that's going on is bad because they don't have that experience to know that. And so they're suffering and thinking it's okay. And then things like this happen to where they get hurt or injured or killed or lost or, whatever the case may be. And that is a heavy thing to go to bed with every night. And so I want to expand it. We need to do some bank robberies. We need to do some escape criminals, some stuff. Exactly. The innocence. They're being robbed of their innocence and for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want the kid, give the kid away. If you can't handle the kid, give the kid away. I'm sure there's at least one person in everybody's family who would be glad to take a child in. And that way your baby isn't with strangers. Your baby is there with someone who you can still have a relationship with them without having that heavy responsibility of trying to take care of someone who you can't take care of. I don't know, man. I don't know. The world is gone crazy. The world has gone crazy, and there are so many things that just should be done to make all these preventable hurts and deaths, not happen, or at least not so often, because like the safe haven law. I mean, why limit it to a 2-week old or a 30-day-old? What if someone has a child? See, I put that in there for Batissimo to say. I thought that was funny, but the safe haven law. What if someone was able to take care of a child to a certain point, and then now they can't, but the child is like 5, 6, 10 years old? You know what I'm saying? They should still be able to go to protective services or whatever and say, hey, look, circumstances changed. I cannot take care of this child, and I want to turn them over. Whatever the case may be, I've lost everything, and so I don't have a home for them. I have no options to try to get back on my feet right now, or I've gotten addicted to drugs, and so I can't take care of this child and make sure this child is safe. Please take this child and take care of them. So that safe haven law, man, maybe we need to focus on trying to get that changed. Upping the age range, because 2 weeks, 30 days, that's not really enough time for a person to be able to gauge whether or not they're going to be able to handle being a parent. I mean, at 2 weeks, babies do nothing but sleep and eat. They're really not that hard to take care of. Even at 30 days, sleep, eat, and cry a little bit. They're not that hard to take care of. You don't really know how overwhelming parenting can be until that baby gets up in some size and they're crawling around or walking around and getting into stuff and, eating solid food. And you got to change these horrible smelly poop diapers. And you know what I'm saying? 30 days is not enough time for anybody to decide, you know what, I'm going to be an excellent parent, or no, I can't handle this. You're still in the honeymoon phase right there. Okay, let's see what the chat is saying. I should probably put this on the bigger screen over here so I can see it more easily. Yeah, Batissimo. I had to do something. Like those ads, like y'all just ignore the ads when Batissimo was selling stuff. The way it works is it's sponsored. The bot is free to me, but it does have to be paid for. I can get a paid version if I could afford it. But for those of us who can't afford it, they're sponsored by different companies or whatever. So I think an ad every 15 minutes for all the things in exchange for all the things that Botissimo does that help improve the channel, I think it's a fair trade-off. So just ignore the selling you stuff ads and we're cool. Yeah, and parents, Elizabeth said the parents that have had financial issues are the worst. They need help, not removal of kids. Exactly. Exactly. And the thing about it is, I know for a fact that they have funds. They have funds that are set aside for them to help families get back on their feet. It's called TANF, Temporary Assistance to Needy Families. And so with those funds, they can do things such as get you into an apartment. They can pay the deposit, the first month's rent. They can help you buy furniture and utensils and everything. I know. I know this for a fact. Please trust me when I tell you that they have these funds available. They can even pay for repairs to a car. to help you be able to get back and forth to work. They have programs where they can get you into jobs, good jobs, not we got to hook up at McDonald's, but I mean good jobs with like industries like you know how the hospitals have made in my hometown. There's a place called Crown Laundry, and they do industrial laundry for like hospitals and old folks homes and stuff like that, institutions. And so they pay good. It's a when you get on at Crown Laundry, it's a retirement career. It's not a job. It's a retirement career. They pay well. They have benefits, and protective services and other programs in my area have a setup to where they can get you jobs at Crown Laundry. And so I know these resources are out there, and I there are so many cases that we do where I wonder why protective services didn't offer these services that I know they have to certain families. Because if they had, a lot of things could have been prevented. A lot of the cases that we cover, especially the cases where we see CPS failing these children, could have been prevented had CPS simply used the resources that were available to them. But instead, they want to have parents running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to come up with money to pay for this class and come up with money to pay for that class and run over here and take a drug test for me. You already know I'm a drug addict, so why are you keep making me run over here taking drug tests? Just ask me if I used, and I'm going to be honest and tell you, because most drug addicts in situations like that, if you ask them if they use, they're going to tell you yes, I used. I smoked some dope or snorted some dope or whatever a couple of nights ago or last night or 5 minutes ago. They're not going to lie to you because they know that it's obvious that they're using. So if CPS would stop doing ridiculous things that don't really need to be done necessarily and start employing the resources that they have instead of worrying about what kind of money they can bring into the system by doing XYZ, then these families and these children would be better served because the resources are there. The resources are there to keep families together, to strengthen families. So it makes absolutely no sense. If protective services was called on Adam Montgomery's case is a prime example. Adam Montgomery and these kids and his wife were living out of cars. If protective services was called on them, protective services had the resources to get them in somewhere to live, into an actual apartment or a house, not sleeping in a car, not a homeless shelter, but to actually get them into a place and help them get on their feet. Why wasn't it done? So I don't know, man. Like I said, the world is going crazy. People are thinking about money. Exactly. And they had, it just does not make sense. Make it make sense. Please make it make sense. They're not going to tell the people that there's resources out there. And I don't know why. They hold on to it like it's coming out of their own pocket. And these are federal funds that are given for this point. Yeah, not shaming or blaming a car situation, but if I if I'm a caseworker and I see you sleeping in a car and I know that there's funds that can get you out of that car and into proper housing, safe housing, why let you keep sleeping in the car? But instead of coming up with reasons to use these funds, they come up with reasons not to use these funds. Oh, well, they don't have a job. They can't continue to pay. Okay, well, if they don't have a job, 9 times out of 10, when you apply for a job, the people need an address. Heck, half of the time they want a driver's license just to give you a menial job. So instead of finding reasons not to help people, find reasons to help them. CPS really needs to be completely stripped down and restructured. I mean, rebuilt from the ground up. Blast away the foundation and all. Just build a whole new structure. And don't rehire anybody who ever worked there before. Start with a fresh crew. Okay, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Guys, thanks for letting me rant to you ladies for a while tonight. I think I just needed to get something off my chest after watching that pity party today. So tomorrow we're gonna go in. We're gonna do a deep dive, and I'll probably start that at I want to say about 7 p.m. Central Time. We're gonna go ahead and deep dive what they called a press conference today because there's really a lot to unpack in there. But the thing is, by the time we finish playing that hour and a half worth of baloney today, neither me or Sleuth Mom was really up for talking about it for another 30, 45 minutes. And I know you guys weren't up to listening to it for another 30, 45 minutes. Because sometimes my great grandma used to say enough is enough and too much stank. And so yeah, we'll take a breather. We'll come back to it tomorrow because they actually said some things in there that really deserve a second look and some discussion. But it ain't gonna happen today. Um, I'm gonna get off of here, play me a little bit of video game, and probably I guess go to sleep at a decent hour tonight instead of 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you all.